the one, the only Princess Lady K, the evil Spock Bunny herself. How are you doing today?
I'm good. What's up?
I'll just hanging out. I've got some quickity questions for you just to make sure that we're all on the same page here today. So on the 28th of June and the 29th of June, we traveled. We went to Newport, Tennessee for NWA Krossfire. We did the Night of Daredevils up there. And then on the 29th, we went to Piledriver Pro Wrestling in Livingston, Tennessee at the Joe L Elvins Community Center. And they're going to be traveling around as well. They got different places that they go to. Same thing with Krossfire. They go to different places in each city that they go to. But we just want to go ahead and give you a quick review of each of those shows to tell you what we saw, what happened, you know, different wrestlers that were there that need to be mentioned, need to have their name in the spotlight, that did a wonderful job for them, and just move on and see what we can get in that world of wrestling for you guys. Let me turn this up a little bit. It sounds like it's not coming through for you guys, so I do apologize about that. But let's start with Krossfire, the Night of Daredevil. So on the card they had out there, it was Teriyaki was going to be there, which he did a great job coming out and facing Gustavo. Sean Hoodrich was supposed to be there, Jackson Drake, Kylie Page, Kenzie Page, Hunter Drake, Jackson Drake. And that's where it kind of settled. But they also had some other people who weren't on the card that ended up being there. Like Rolando wasn't on the original card. He ended up being there. Mace wasn't on the original card. He ended up being there. Dylan McQueen, who wasn't on the original card, ended up being there. So they had a lot of people that showed up that wasn't really supposed to be there, but ended up. But one of the highlights of the night, I have to say, was Sean Hoodrich. You know, Sean Hoodrich and Jackson Drake's match. So if you don't know, in the past, Sean Hoodrich has not carried that snake out, but he did a little Jake the Snakey poo out here. He carried a huge freaking snake out to the ring, and everybody and their mama was like, what do we do? Like they were held off.
Well, there's like a little kid right beside us, and his mom or grandmother, I'm not sure who she was, but she gently got him up from the seat and walked him away from the ring. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I don't blame them, you know, because like people have already a huge fear of reptiles. They just do, Spock Bunny. I mean, just going to happen. Yeah, me too. I've got a huge fear of reptiles. And that thing was every bit of 12 to 14 feet long. I mean, it was huge. It was huge. And they were pissing it off. They were smacking it in the bag and jumping on it just to get it angry at the for the end of the match. So they were doing all sorts of stuff. And unfortunately, you know, Jackson Drake ended up winning that match, so we didn't get to see the snake slither all over him and get it down and dirty and over with. But we did get to see an excellent match there that happened in between them. And Sean was very personable. He told us after the show that he would be doing signings and coming out with the snake, and you could get to meet him and the snake, take pictures with both of them. He would let you put the snake around you. Nope. So he did. That's a no-go. That's a hard no for me.
That's a no-go. But they did some really good stuff there. Roxy and Brittany Jade was going to take on Kenzie and Kylie Page. And that match kind of got defunct. It actually turned into two separate matches at one point in time. But it ended up being what it was supposed to be. Towards the end of the show, you got to see some extra stuff that happened there with Kylie Page and none other than Brittany Jade herself. They had a little bit of a rivalry going on there.
Just a smidge of a rivalry. Just a smidge.
Just a smidge, right?
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge.
They were not finished with each other.
No, not at all. Sean, we mentioned Sean Hoodrich earlier, but Teriyaki came out and actually had a great match against Gustavo as well. You know, Gustavo. Yeah, everybody loves Gustavo. We love Gustavo. He should be a mainstay in the NWA full time. That's my personal opinion on it. He does such a great job, gets the crowd involved, dances, knows how to make sure that everybody and their mama can be having fun inside that crowd. And
of course, I know that his partner wasn't there, not Gustavo, but Angston. But I think both of them plays off each other very well.
They do. They have a great chemistry together, Spock Bunny, and it really shows because we're going to flip this in a minute with Gustavo, because he was actually at Piledriver Pro as well. He actually showed up to Piledriver Pro. So we got to see two sections of him there, and it was definitely fun to see, just to say the least, at both shows. But he had a really hard fought match against Teriyaki. You know, it came out, Hunter Drake had a great match as well. The Country Gentlemen were there, and they tagged with Rolando, of all people to tag with.
I was like, yes.
And we have footage. We have reels up. We have reels of all this stuff up on my Facebook page at Joseph D. Hughes. You can catch it right down below. You can see it right down below up there. You can go there and click on my page, click on the reels, and you can get right involved. If you're not following me, hit that follow button. We'd love to have you come on out. And you can follow me on anything else that you see that's available there as well, including Spotify. I'm on Spotify at Nerdy Gaming with Arabbidb3aver and Wrestle Talk with Arabbidb3aver for my podcast. You can follow me there as well. But we've got so much to talk about. I mean, Krossfire was really if we had to rate it, I mean, it wasn't the best show I've ever seen, and I'm not trying to be rude about it. So please don't take this wrong, Tommy Henry. Please don't take this wrong, the Page sisters. It needed a little bit more of a big name on the show, somebody that could carry them, that was just a little bit bigger, that could have been held up for the end of, could have been like a heavyweight championship match that could have held it up. And I know that didn't happen. And unfortunately, that's my only hit on your show. There's a lot of stuff that happens. You had a lot of young kids on your show. They have excellent talent. They're trying to get the slime balls.
There was enough people there that they ran out of concessions.
Yeah,
and they needed to bring in more chairs and everything.
And that's really funny because I got to talk to Danny Deals before the show just a little bit, and he said the last couple of years that they've only had like 15 to 20 people at their shows. So working all of us together. Thanks, Kendra. Appreciate you. Working all of us together to help him build that show up was wonderful. And the television time that he got from the National Wrestling Alliance through the CW app directly. If you haven't downloaded it, download the CW app. Catch NWA Power every Tuesday. New episodes come out just for you guys. So with them broadcasting it through the CW app, us broadcasting it on our radio show, and also the live stream, it really showed up and showed out. They had about 80 people total there, which is a great feat for them, going from 15 people the year before to 80. That's a great thing.
Definitely a step up.
Yeah, definitely a step up, room to grow, great things to come. And see, they've got another show scheduled in October now for October 4th. And I think it's going to be the biggest show of their year because of who's on the card. Max the Impaler's on the card. Tom Latimer's on the card. They've got Jay Lethal coming down to be on that card. So, I mean, that's going to be great. And it's going to be at Sevierville at the Sevierville Civic Center on the 4th of October, I believe that is. Let me tell you for sure. I will find it for sure and let you know.
I believe it is because we were going to go to that and then go to Orlando.
Yeah, it was back to back. We were planning on going to it too, Tommy. So just wanted to let you know. But they're going to have some big names there. And that's what they needed. They needed a Tom Latimer or they needed a Max the Impaler or they needed somebody big. Kinsey and Kylie were there and they did an excellent job, but they needed somebody in the male division that just could have pushed them over the top from the main show. And like I said, that's my only hit on you guys. The show had a lot of young people, a lot of young talent. There was a lot of stuff that was going on, and a lot of stuff like to the untrained eye or untrained rednecks that watch wrestling, they would have never known or never saw. But people that have actually wrestled and have been there, you can see the slapping going on and stuff like that. There was a lot of that going on. But that's wrestling, that it's especially
and it's fun.
In the South.
That's what it's there for.
Yeah. It's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be entertaining, it's supposed to be stuff. And, I can't give you a hit for that because you're doing the best that you can. And man, you guys sold out of concessions. You had a packed house for you guys. The crowd was into it, especially at the end. They did something very special and very unique to Krossfire specifically.
I've never seen one like that.
I've been around wrestling a long time, and I've only seen that happen one other time, but it was in a lumberjack match where they took the crowd and put them around. This time, they let the crowd get right up on the apron and started slapping the apron and beating the apron and rooting for who they wanted to and booing who they didn't. And that was very unique to Krossfire. That was very something special to the National Wrestling Alliance and to Krossfire specifically. So I got to give them credit, where credit's due. That's something that is beautiful and you don't get to see that every day. Dylan McQueen was there in action. I mean, there's just lots of things that took place during that match. He had a street fight that was taking place down there. And then at the end, they had I guess it was 6 people. Let's see. It was Hunter Drake, Jackson Drake, Tommy Franks.
There was going to be 6, but then
Franks.
it turned out to just be the 4 because one of the
Page sisters got taken out and the rivalry that we were talking about earlier. It was, Tyler Franks. I said Tommy Franks. I apologize, Tyler Franks. I know that you're the man. You're all business, baby. And I'm so sorry about that, Tyler. But Tyler Frakes ended up being in it. Jackson Drake ended up in it. Hunter Drake ended up in it.
And the other Paige.
Kinsey Page was in it. And it turned out to be an excellent match there at the end. They had a really nice spot for a super kick where everybody super kicked one person, and it just went great at that point in time. But I'm telling you, for what they had, it was an excellent show, and we didn't pay too much money to get in. I mean, we had a great time, and we reached out to Mr. Henry as well because we bought 2 separate sets of tickets. We brought a set of friends with us, and we had to buy their tickets at a later date, almost a couple days before the show. And we just told him, hey, if it's possible, can we sit together? We're buying these tickets for our friends. They're coming with us, and we want them to sit beside us. And he accommodated us. He made sure to accommodate us. So if you have any questions or concerns or trying to go through, and they did all of their ticket sales online through brown paper bags, and then they did tickets at the door as well. So they do that every year. They've done a great job with it as they've come through, and they had merchandise, and they didn't have a lot of it. The Country Gentlemen had their merchandise. Kylie and Kinsey Page had their merchandise. And then, like I said, some of the wrestlers after the show went out and took pictures and sold different things as the event ended. They didn't do it during the event or around the event. So they did have some merchandise that was there. Danny Deals was there, of course. So, I mean, it was just great. And Carmichael, I can't think of Carmichael's last name, but he does the announcing for about 7 different promotions. I want to say his name's Carson, but his name's not Carson. But Mr. Carmichael was there. He was doing some announcing with Danny Deals on the side. They were running that announce table, and they did a great job, man. I have to say, I could hear bits and pieces of what they were saying in between the matches. And the only other thing that I can say is it was hot. The building was hot, but
it's summer, so it's expected.
But, I mean, that's not a hit to them. You're in an old armory. I mean, they're in probably a 70-year-old armory that hasn't had air conditioning in it since the beginning. So they had the big fans running, but it was just hot in that building. It was sticky hot, as old AJ Kazana said the following night. But it was. I mean, it was really just really hot in that building, but they made it work, and they did a good job putting on the promotion and doing a great thing with it. So I have to say that up front. Now, like I said, coming from the untrained eye, going into it, you all would have had an excellent job going to that wrestling event. It wasn't that it was hard for me to watch, but there were sections in it where I could call exactly what was going on and what was going to happen and what was going to happen next because I've been around
the future.
Yeah. Let me look into my crystal ball.
Yes.
But and it wasn't just me. I mean, we took some people with us. Like I said, we had some friends, and they had a pretty decent time. And then I think the best thing is going to Waffle House afterwards, getting them some foodie foods in your stomach.
Yes.
Having a great time afterwards was just a wonderful thing.
And what did we do? We talked about the show.
We talked about the show. We talked about what we wanted to see, what we were going to see coming up, what should have happened, how we felt things should have went. And like I said, there's aspects to each and every wrestling match that are good. There's aspects to each and every wrestling match that was bad. Tommy Rant showed up, or not Tommy, excuse me. Chance Shade showed up from the Slime Balls. Little Chance showed up. He got in my face. He called me a little bad guy. Told me I was a jerk. I am a jerk. I'll admit it. I'll be the first one to admit it, Chance.
Bit.
I'm just a smidge of a jerk here. But I love you guys. You guys are great. But they did an excellent job. They had a nice little 3-way match there. Same thing for, God, I can't think of their names now. I just said it. The Kasanas were there. The Country Gentlemen were there. And they were in a 3-way match. I told you they tagged with Rolando earlier. Then on the opposite side, who did we have? We had Chance Sage. Who was it?
I'm not sure. I would have to look.
It was the Sons. I can't think of their name, man. I about called them out just a minute ago. Give me a second. I'll find them here. I know they're here. I know y'all. Do my dusty roads while we're waiting on him.
While he's doing that, we also caught Rolando doing a dance.
Oh, Rolando did
Even though he said he did dance.
After he came out and said that he wasn't dancing no more, because I was like, come on, Rolando, shake
so
it,
Gustavo
baby.
danced first, and I think that's what prompted him, because he wanted to show his moves also.
It was the Southern Bad Boys. The Southern Bad Boys, the Country Gentlemen, and Rolando, and Gustavo and the Southern Bad Boys is who it was. So I messed up there. Chance was tagging with somebody else. He was tagging with one of the Drake boys or somebody else on it. He had a tag team match. I remember that because he was in the tag team match there. So, but they had an excellent time. We had an excellent time there. Going forward, And then going out of that one, we rushed home, got our friends at home, and then took another 2.5 hour trip up to Livingston, Tennessee. Near Cookeville, Tennessee. We were up there for the day for the 29th, and we were at Piledriver Pro Wrestling. Axton Lowe held a great show that night. He did awesome stuff.
Fantastic job.
Fantastic job.
And it's not because I'm biased towards him, because I like him, but he did a fantastic job.
He really did. Let me pull it up here, because I know that I've got stuff going on this other side. Piledriver Pro. Let's see what happens here once it decides to load for me.
But he just pulled it off really well.
And the
location was perfect.
So it was Unleashed was the name of the event that we were going to. It was held at the Joe L Elvins Community Center that was taking place. And he put on a fantastic show. Had a lot of people from JCP, had a lot of people from the NWA. He had a lot of people there that were just hungry and going after it and trying to make a name for themselves and getting themselves out there. Some people that are SPCW champions. I mean, he had people there from all over. Of course, the Weaver and the Pain. We got to mention them. Daniel Sutton and Bobby Mitchell
was on there.
That's right. Oh, Wayne Moxie himself, dancing on the ropes, doing all that fun stuff. Alexander Thomas. Jack was there. Clara was there.
The Kazanas.
AJ Kazana was there. KC wasn't there, or Kurt Kazana wasn't there. Axton was there, of course. Gustavo was there. Tyler Shoup was there. I mean, and the list goes on. The Stew Crew was there. Toby Farley. Speaking of Toby Farley, he actually was nice enough to message me. Let me pull up real quick, because he's got some dates that are coming up and available. Let me find him. Toby Farley. So he's got some dates that are coming up. So today he was at PWA. Tomorrow he's at DCW in Mobile, Alabama. The 13th he's at Combat Sports Pro. That's Freeport, Florida is where he's going to be. July 19th and heading to part of the 20th, H20 Ultraviolet Kingdom of Death Tournament in Williamstown, New Jersey is where he's going to be. July 20th, Imperial Wrestling in Bristol, Tennessee. So he's doing double duty there to fly back. Mm-hmm. July 26th, he's back at PWA in Lebanon. The 27th, he's at Piledriver Pro at the Smokies Baseball Stadium in Kodak, Tennessee. And so their next one is going to be at Kodak, for those of you that don't know. And it's going to be an excellent time to go to. But man, while we were there at the community center, the Weaver and the Pain challenged the Stew Crew to a title versus title match for the JCP titles versus the SPCW titles. And they put on a show. They did an excellent job putting on a great show. Tyler Shoup teamed up with AJ Kazana. AJ Kazana attacked Gustavo from behind
and threw him out on the stage.
Threw him from the stage into the crowd, from the crowd into the ring, and threw him across the ring. And finally, Axton had enough and came out, his tag team partner, and started cleaning house, and they just started having a great match. And we got lots of footage from that. He tried to tie my shoes together, that stupid AJ.
he got thrown right in front of us. While he was on the floor. He had to do something while he was down.
But he knew we were in the crowd. He knew we were recording. He knew that we were doing stuff for this, so he was getting it going. And, Andy Optimal had a great match against Toby Farley while we were mentioning that earlier. They did a no ropes match, but it was more of an MMA style match. Mm-hmm. So you could have lost a lot of your fan base. And I'm not trying to say this in a bad way, PDP, but there's a lot of people that are wrestling purists and they want to see true wrestling, which you guys did a great job of portraying the match for what it was. But in the same aspect, the same breath, you got to look like it probably would have made better sense to have the ropes on and let them do it. Because there were several times where they acted like they were throwing them against the ropes. And it was like, oh, I might have got too far. But it was excellent overall. Excellent show overall. Lord, I can't think of her name. Aubrey Allen. Aubrey Allen was there. And she tagged. She was in a mixed tag match. And she did a great job against Adrian Thomas. Or I said Adrian, sorry. It's not Adrian Thomas. Good Lord. I forgot his name.
It was Sultan and...
the Sultan and Thomas were together. Mm-hmm. And Aubrey Allen was with the Bear, but I can't think of Bear's name either off the top of my head. I know these people. Why am I having such a struggle with it? But they put on a great match. They had a great match. They did lots of stuff.
And then we had Clara.
Clara was there. Yeah, she got heated when everybody was calling her a midget and short and too small. She looked like a little girl. I mean, they were hammering her.
They were doing something to her. And if y'all want to see it, you can go onto his Facebook and look on the reels of her, and you can hear little girl. Yeah,
they're on her reels too. Don't let her fool you. Where can they find you there, Sock Bunny?
You can find me on Facebook with Kazera Croft or on my TikTok, Princess Lady K 32, I think.
32. That's right.
I don't go to my own that often.
None of us do, but we just all have a good time while we're doing it. So, but there's lots of stuff on there. But Claire got hammered by the crowd. I mean, they were giving it to her the whole match. Yeah. I don't know what she did to make everybody mad, but she made everybody mad that they were coming after her. Little kids were even giving it to her.
It's because she went and high-five a little kid, and the little kid, because he was the first one that called her little girl, that he was taller than her, and then she had to definitely stand out and show out of what all she could do.
Oh yeah, she did. She had a great time just showing out and showing off, and she ended up, going through that match and doing it with flying colors. But I'm telling you,
and then she was a sore loser, and then she started beating her, and then Audrey came from the rescue.
Absolutely, she did. Of course, she would. And we've seen Audrey a couple times. We saw her in Decatur. We saw her at Harriman Heat. We've seen her now at Piledriver Pro, and each time
she's fantastic.
She's progressing and getting better and better every time that she's in the ring, and you can really see it that she's taken the time to practice her craft, implement her craft, and move on. And as old Tyler Shoop would say, she's training harder. So you got to give it to them for that.
You mixed it a little bit. So, but she's interacting with the crowd in a fantastic way. The kids love her. Oh yeah, especially when she came out, and they're like, "What's your name? What's your name?" And she's like, "Who, mine? Yeah, what's your name?" She's like, "Oh, it's Audrey."
Yeah, and she's interacting with the crowd a lot better. She's getting over with the crowd at different places, and that's a great thing for her because she's getting her name out there, And I think that she's bound to go to bigger and better things and do bigger and better things, and she's going to be there one day. She's just got to keep on track and keep moving and keep going in the right direction, and it's going to come out for her to be on top.
Well, we thought it was funny because Bear was trying to get her to drink his whatever was in his little jug.
Special juice.
And she's like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah, he was. All right, some upcoming events that are coming up here in the world of wrestling. Let me pull it up. So I know, first of all, let me hit the live scene here, and I'll show you this one first. So we mentioned that Piledriver Pro is doing the 27th, Saturday the 27th at the Smoky Stadium in Kodak, Tennessee. That's 3540 Line Drive, Kodak, Tennessee. And it's going to be immediately following the game. So they're going to have a baseball game before, wrestling after. George South is going to be there, and they're working on getting the full card developed. As it develops out, we will be putting out more information for you guys as it comes on. Now, I know for a fact Andy Optimal is supposed to be there. They did the big thing here. So this is kind of what they put out there for it. As you see, you've got Live Pro Wrestling July 27th. You got Jack. You got the Stu Crew. You got the Weaver in the Pain. You've got Tyler Shoop going on it. Andy Optimal, Toby Farley. Angston is on it. And many, many more guys. Many, many more are going to be there for you guys. So it's definitely going to be a good place for you, but it's going to be hot. So I'm going to advise you guys.
Bring your own fans. Or misters or anything like that.
Very comfortably. Bring your mister. And it's going to be a great time to be out there for Piledriver Pro Wrestling. And let me get this other scene set up for you guys before we go any farther. I do apologize about this. I am a little bit behind today. We're going to talk about Championship One Wrestling. That's going to be coming up tomorrow. That's Saturday, guys. They're going to be having a great show that's going to be taking place for them. It's going to be the Justice for All show. July 6th, it's going to be taking place at C1W Arena, 130 McDonald School Road in McDonald, Tennessee. It's going to be a great show that's going to be happening for you. So they're going to have the Standard versus Xavier Gray and two mystery partners that's going to be taking place in the 6-man tag. Ray Steele is going to be in action as well. Dalton Blake is going to be action with his manager, the Ravishing Reed. I'm sorry, I got tongue-tied there. Just a little. But he's going to be there. the C1W heavyweight champion with his manager, the manager of Champions Legends, Mr. Cameron Cox, the Pied Piper of professional wrestling, with Gabe Walters, his manager, is going to be there. And he's going to be Cameron Cox is going to be taking on Juicy John Bishop. Now, the doors for this open at 7. The bell time is going to be at 8 p.m. Tickets are going to be $8 at the door. Kids 5 and under are always going to be free. The killer TK Arden is going to be taking on Robert Starr, guys. They are going to be having concessions as well, starting about 7:30 and running the entirety of the show or until sold out. And the Standard is actually going to be coming back with all members of the Standard. So Zach Buchanan is going to be there as well. Bull Buchanan's son, Zach Buchanan, is going to be coming in with AJ and Jaden. AJ Black and Jaden Vane. They're going to be there as well. So Pretty Boy Preston Adams was scheduled to be there. I don't know if he's still on there. The card is subject to change. I don't know if he's still coming or not, but I hope he does. I hope he shows up as well. Also, Mama Hannah is going to be valeting none other than the Rabid Reject, Adrian Ace. He's going to be there. This is going to be a championship match. This is going to be a last man standing Madhouse cage match for the Mix 1041 Championship. So there's going to be a cage match there tomorrow at Championship One Wrestling. We're not going to
be there.
Oh. It's sad. We got booked though, baby. Okay. We gotta go see the Golden Touch. Okay. Gotta go see the Golden Touch, the Golden Child.
Yes.
we already committed. We were already booked to go to SPCW this weekend. So unfortunately, we're not going to be there, but we are giving them out. And Championship One Wrestling is always brought to you by Backroads Boys Barbecue. If you need them for catering, you need them for any of your sandwich needs, you guys want to stop by and get some, you can give them a call today. That's 423-509-5127.
And their barbecue sandwiches are to die for.
To die for, guys. They've got smoked bologna. They had baked potatoes that they were running. They also had nachos. Oh, God, the loaded nachos were delicious.
So, I know you ate them all.
I did. I sure did.
Before you even got to me, you ate them.
Shh, don't tell my secrets. So there's lots of stuff going on there, guys, for you. Tennessee Wrestling Alliance is going to be taking place at 97 Tom Pope Road in Pikeville, Tennessee. The big deal that's going to be happening this week is Sir Theodore is going to be back taking on Michael Cross. He's going to be there for you. And I believe that they're going to be doing a fireworks show immediately following the event as well. Now, they are on Central Time. Their doors are going to be opening at 6 p.m. The bell time is going to be at 7 p.m. Kids 5 years and under are free. Kids 6 to 12 are $6, and adults are $7 to get in at the door there. Go out and have a great show right there with them at TWA. And I'm just going to warn you beforehand. If you go once, it'll have a memorable impression left upon your memory for life. So you definitely
you'll have fun.
You'll have lots of fun. Lots of fun. We're not saying anything bad. You're going to have lots of fun, guys. But definitely go out and check them out and make sure that it's going to be the place where you guys want to be. IWFTN in Sparta, Tennessee has announced that they are going to be doing Wrestling for the Cause. They're going to have some people for Wrestling for the Cause, but they have not put out a show yet for the 6th or a card for the 6th. So I'm waiting on that to come up for them for IWFTN to come out, and we'll get that going as soon as it does. So we've had a great time, in the world of wrestling. Where am I missing? Renegade Championship Wrestling? Renegade, RENE? Come on, pop up for me. I think we're missing Renegade Championship Wrestling. Now, I know they've got some stuff going on. They are... oh, yeah, they do. So they've got the cautionary sign up. That's not the right one. I don't know why it's not popping up for me. Let me head back. I apologize about this. Sometimes things just go wrong when you're live. So you have to go back and find stuff.
Dig harder.
Yeah. That's absolutely right. All right, so Renegade Championship Wrestling is going to be hosting a great show July 6th as well, which is tomorrow. The doors are going to be opening at 6 p.m. The bell time is going to be at 6:30. They're at 3890 Alternative 52 in Chatsworth, Georgia. They are sponsoring the Fight for Autism as well. So each ticket has a portion that's going to it. There's a Fight for Autism that's going on. The bad guys will be there. AMJ and Alex Michaels will be there. It's going to be a great show for you. Jason Hampton's going to be there. Aiden Wright is going to be there. So it's going to be a very, very special show. Very, very special place. You guys definitely want to be there and be at Renegade Championship Wrestling. They're going to be doing some great stuff Of course, Chris Crunk is going to be there, the heavyweight champion. He's taking on Aiden Wright. I know that's what's going down there, but they're going to be having a special tag team event that's going to be going on there as well. They haven't put all the information out, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be an excellent show that's going to be happening. So I think Torque is going to be versus Zach Dye. I know that he's going to be there. Jason Hampton has got to face one of Chris Crunk's hand-picked opponents at this next match. So we're definitely going to be in action to see that and see what happens at this next show that's going to be happening at RCW. Now, like I said, guys, we're going to be at SPCW. We're going to be in La Follette. We're going to be over at 157 Myers Lane, La Follette. You guys need to come out and see a great show up there, too. And I'm going to get to SPCW here in just a second. Let me get them pulled up for you. So Southern Pride Championship Wrestling is located at 157 Myers Lane in La Follette, Tennessee. And if you guys don't know, Dirty Dr. Joe Briggs is going to be going for the heavyweight championship July 6th tomorrow, guys, against Mike Kilgannon. He's got some tricks up his sleeve, and as we like to say, he's got a prescription for whipping ass and taking straps, and it's going to be coming down the line, and it's going to be happening up there. The Stu Crew is going to be taking on the Hughes brothers directly. Tyler Shoup is supposed to be taking on Adrian Thomas. Andrew Thomas was the other guy's name. I'm sorry, Andrew. I apologize. Andrew Thomas is supposed to be taking on Insane Dane. The Money-Making Chi is going to be taking on KJ Impala. The Weaver and the Pain are going to be in action for their tag team titles, baby. They're going to be holding them up and being there. Evan Golden is in a 2 out of 3 falls match with none other than Johnny Pope. And if you missed it, you can go back on my Facebook page. You can go to my YouTube page. You can go to the Arabbidb3aver page on Twitch. You can go to the Twitter page. You can go to all of them and catch the interview I did with none other than the Golden Child, Evan Golden, a couple days ago about this. And I apologize. We did a recording of it and a live stream. And on the live stream, his microphone was completely muted for the first 3 minutes. So we fixed it under the recording. We found it under the recording, was able to put it out under the recording. So there's 2 different videos that are out on that. And we want you to watch them both because you get to get the answers to the first question that I answered and also get his answers for the second question and so forth, so on. But we definitely want you to get there. So fast forward to the 3:30 mark. You'll start hearing Evan Golden talk, and it'll be truly golden, 24 karat golden coming out of his mouth, baby. So tickets are going to be for kids ages 6 through 12 are going to be $6. It's going to be $12 for adults at the door. You can catch more info on their Facebook page or at SPW La Follette. The card is subject to change. All their posters are done by Mr. Will Trotter, and he does an excellent job each time that he's out here putting stuff up. And he does a lot of people for independent wrestling and big people in wrestling. So it's something to see. We want to see you tomorrow at Southern Pride Championship Wrestling, where we're going to be. So come on out, support us. Let's have some fun. Come on out and support Dirty Dr. Joe Briggs, the Stu Crew, the Hughes brothers, Tyler Shoup, Adrian Thomas, Andrew Thomas, the Insane Dane, Johnny Pope, Evan Golden, who we are going to see. I like the Golden Child, and the Weaver and the Pain. I mean, come on out, man. It's going to be a great show for you guys. Come on out and be a part of it with us and have lots of fun with us as we take lots of videos. And say hi, guys. We love to talk to you guys. We love for you guys to show up, say hi to us, tell us what your favorite reels are, what your favorite clips are, and what you would like to see in the future so that we can try to get that for you from anywhere. I know that we have been invited to the School of Morton, but we have not accepted the School of Morton as of yet because we've got 2 JCP events that are coming up within the next month, and the School of Morton events were kind of at a little bit farther away than where we would want to be going to the School of Morton. But we will be showing up at the School of Morton soon. I give you my word, Ricky Morton. I give you my word, Carrie Morton. We are coming to the School of Morton soon, but we want it to be a little bit cooler before we come. I know that building is hot. It's hot as hell some days. So we're going to at least let it cool off a little bit before we come and sweat our butts off for you. But we're definitely coming to the School of Morton. We're going to be seeing some good stuff. And School of Morton just did a big draft. They did a huge draft, the Evolution Revolution draft. And I don't know who's on what side, but I'm interested to see what's happened with their roster and how they're going to be. And where did Evan Golden lie inside the roster? Is he Evolution or Revolution? It makes a big difference over there, especially with him being the East Tennessee champion that he is, holding that belt up for everybody. So
interesting.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So I think that's going to cover just about everything that we're doing here soon. Oh, I promised you guys that I would get you the dates for the next Krossfire event and also the JCP events. Let me do that before I get off here. Let me head over to National Wrestling Alliance. And we'll go to live events over here on their tab. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so it's Trials at the Troubadour, which is going to be happening July 19th in Nashville, Tennessee at the Troubadour Theater, guys. It's going to be on Central Standard Time is where it's going to be at. The doors, I do believe, are opening at 7 p.m. The bell time is going to be at 8 p.m. I believe that's how they're going to do it. They may do it 30 minutes before. It might be 7:30. Then the bell time is going to be at 8 o'clock. But it's at the Texas Troubadour Theater. That's 2416 Music Valley Drive in Nashville, Tennessee. They have several different seating events for you. So they have VIP front row, which includes meet and greets, pictures being taken, autographs being given. Then they have VIP general admission, which will only get you a picture being taken with somebody. Then they've got regular front row and general admission. And the difference is the VIP front row is $40. The VIP general admission is $35. The regular front row is $30. And what they mean by front row is the first 4 rows that's out there in front of the ring itself. And then regular general admission is $20, which will be the theater seats or the bleachers, depending on where they set it up at. So they've got different seating for that one, and we need to let you know that up front and honest what's going to be going on. Of course, they've got NWA 76 coming up August 31st at 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They still have some tickets available to that, and that's going to be for the main show of NWA that's going to be happening. Then Samhain 2 is going to be taking place October 26, 2024 at Robarts Arena in Sarasota, Florida. It's going to be happening. They haven't released the full card for that yet, but they do have tickets available to buy as of right now. The Looks That Kill is going to be taking place December 14th in Dothan, Alabama at the Dothan Civic Center, excuse me. And you can buy your tickets now according to NWA.com. Click the ticket buttons. It'll say upcoming live events. Scroll down and get your tickets now directly through that site in the yellow tab that's going to be happening. JCP tickets are available off that site right now. That's going to be happening. So Krossfire tickets are only through Brown Paper Bags right now, which is going to be taking place. Let me head over to Facebook and I'll pull them up. So we got to do KFW. Krossfire Wrestling Events is what you're going to be looking for. So the events that are coming up for Black Harvest, it's going to be, tickets are available starting July 1st, but the event is going to be Friday, October 4th, and it's going to be at 8 p.m. 7:30 doors are going to be opening at Sevierville Civic Center. It's 120 Gary R. Wade Boulevard, Sevierville, Tennessee is where you guys want to go. And like I said, they've got so much that's going to be going on and so much that's happening. So they put on the card, they've got Brian Pillman Jr. is going to be making an appearance. Juventud Guerrero, Kenzie Page, Hunter Drake, Rolando is supposed to be there. Kylie is supposed to be there. Kylie Alexandra is supposed to be there. And so many more. I believe they had Tom Latimer on it as well. They have so many things that are going to be going on for this. Yeah, Tom Latimer is supposed to be there. He signed for them to come down and be there. As we told, Jay Lethal is supposed to be there. And Jay Lethal is doing a seminar before it as well at the Civic Center. It's $50, and he's giving you the $50 PayPal incentive through KFW Wrestling Events. Let me put this on the live scene so you guys can see that. Coming up right here. Here's Jay Lethal on that for the October 4th Sevierville Civic Center. Now, it doesn't say what time it starts, but it says that he's got that $50 PayPal KFW Wrestling that's going on that you can hit them up with, and they will reserve a seat for you at the seminar that Jay Lethal is doing. If you're looking to get into professional wrestling, you want to be a referee, you want to be a wrestler, you want to be part of the talent, ring crew, cameraman, whatever, this will be the event for you guys to go to get involved and be a part of it directly. So we are just having fun. Oh, sorry, did not mean to pop that up for you. That was a little bit of bad stuff there. So let me get out of the live screen here. So Princess Lady K, that's going to conduct our show today. We're just a little bit under 40 minutes. You have anything else that you would like to say or anything else that you would like to do?
Just come and see us.
Come out and see us. See us tomorrow, guys. We're going to be at SPCW 157 Myers Lane in La Follette, Tennessee. It's going to be the place where you guys want to be. $12 for adults at the door. All children need to be accompanied with an adult. I do have to say that right now, so don't just drop your children off. accompany them to the matches, see what's going on. They're going to have concessions for all you guys out there. It's going to be a great place for you to be. And there has been a lot of controversy that's happened the last couple of weeks, especially if you guys watched that interview. You got to see Evan Golden talk about Johnny Poke saying that he's holding his tights and he's being back there colluding with Dr. Tom. And I'm going to tell you something. I know Dr. Tom personally, and Dr. Tom would never do such a thing as that Johnny Poke. I'm going to tell you that right now. I know that for a fact. If anything, he was just giving him words of wisdom and words of advice, being that East Tennessee champion, as he was a former East Tennessee champion at one point in time. So you better know it right now, Johnny Poe. I'm putting you on the spot right here. Evan Golden, I've got your back, baby. If nobody else does, I do, baby. I got you, homie. So there's going to be lots of stuff going on there. Dirty Dr. Joe Briggs, I mentioned it before. He's in that heavyweight championship match. And if you missed it last week, there was lots of controversy that took place in his match. And it got him where he's at now. Now he's up for the title. Let's see if he's going to be able to hold on to it this week, guys. This week right now. Let's see.
The doctor's in.
The doctor is in. Let's see if he's got a prescription to get that World Heavyweight Championship. Yes. All right, guys. That concludes our match. You can follow us at the places below. We would love to talk to you guys. Love to have you guys come on out and be a part of that with us, 157 Myers Lane. Don't forget, Championship One Wrestling is going to be hosting a great show tomorrow. If you guys can't make it there, definitely check them out at C1W Arena, 130 McDonald School Road in McDonald, Tennessee, and all the other places that we mentioned as well. We would love to have you guys come out and be a part of it with us and for us, and just see a great show, have some great stuff. So thank you guys so much for each and everything that you do for us. And remember, we do have a store that's available. If you like what you see, you can come directly to our store. Now you can see that my little clothes are starting to come up here. That is my store directly. And I've got my red hoodie behind me. I've got it on the chair because it's hot out right now. I can't wear that hoodie out there. But I've got lots of hoodies available. I got baseball gear available. I got rain gear available. And you can find all that stuff at www.streamlabs.com. That's all together, /Arabbidb3aver, spelled like there on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, /merch. And that's how you get to that screen. And if you guys want to make a one-time love gift, those 3 little green dots at the top, you can hit that and go to the homepage and make a one-time love gift, an annual love gift, whatever you want. That helps us keep the lights on, keep everything running, and keep everything going. So thank you guys so much for being here with Wrestle Talk with Arabbidb3aver. And we hope to see you guys on the flip side. Hope to see you guys in La Follette. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, guys, y'all have a wonderful night. You be safe. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.